generation of students. Knowledge is very vital in the next transformation. An idea which has more power than anything else. It is for you to come
up with new ideas. Share your creations. Let the world to grow. Let us promise ourselves to be more creative and thoughtful to things we do, to stand out and to be successful in whatever we do. You got to be unique. You got to be inspiring. You should have good ideas. Look back in the past, it was a pen which is mightier than a sword. Nowadays, technology substitutes even the mightier pen. 90s is the evolution of cell phone. 2022, emerging new technologies, merging into frontiers, interconnecting the digital world. You don't even need a desktop to play. iPad system, you don't even need it. Medium varies. Even the cloud space is sufficient to display. Yes, it is the era of new age. It is the era, say, of fourth industrial revolution. You have seen movies like 2.0 and the movie is acted by Rajinikanth, right? We are in 4.0. Technology changes how we do business. For a government law college, we cannot dream about such programs if technology is not going to help us. The rate of change, the paradigm shift to technologies, the increase of use of technology exponentially, like China and Japan, how it is having the fastest bullet train of the world. Likewise, this technology is developing like a bullet train. The reason for this could be a radical scientific developments. World as such is interconnected. Recently, the WIPO, the World Intellectual Property Rights Organization, had conducted a talk rounds called as Frontier Technologies. 5 session was convened at Geneva within this month, that is on April 5th and 6th. The very objective was to assess the possible uses of IP administration and its registration and its disruption that may cause, say, in intellectual property system. It is, if you look into, it is only a 6-page agenda. It says as to what would be the future, say, of intellectual property office, or what would be the important role, say, of frontier technologies that it would play. How can a frontier technologies make IP system more accessible for users? What would be the hope and expectation, say, of innovation and creations? How can frontier technologies make IP more accessible to young innovators and to protect their rights? What could be, say, the IP registration and administration? Say, what is the need to evolve a new digital age? What are the challenges that we have, say, in a global society? How to fill up, say, the technology gap? The bigger the picture of IP offers the strategies for digital transformation. So, what are the key drivers? There are hurdles to adoption of technologies. There are constraints. There are So it is a time that we need to collaborate. It is time that we need to evolve strategies. So what could be the novel IP solutions? The solutions are the frontier technologies. What are they? We can divide it into threefold. One, digital technology as such. Two, physical technology. Three, biological technologies. Digital technologies like IoT, the home automation services that we have, having colorful lights at home, or water services, waste management services, using your Alexa, and so on and so forth. Blockchain technologies, artificial intelligence, big data analytics, cloud computing. When you say physical technologies, let us recall about the 3D printing that we have, the metaverse program, say, of Facebook, right? It is all physical technologies where we are getting 3D dimensions, 360-degree dimensions. We have 360-degree dimension cameras. It's not only cameras, anything which we perceive or see in our eye, it is all of 3D dimensions. Biological technology, say, it's in the field of genetic engineering, the human augmentation, the brain-computer interface. So, if I have to continue, I will go on saying about all the developments that have taken place. Another area, say, is blockchain technology. So the takers of a blockchain technology, they are mostly in the financial sector. 56% of Indian business runs through blockchain technology. SEBI, Security Exchange Board of India, has created and distributed ledger technology, that is DLT, to record and monitor all the security covenants of a non-convertible securities. MITI, the Ministry of Information and Technology, recently had released a national strategy, say, for blockchain. So it is like B2B, G2C, G2G, and B2G. So blockchain technology is used in every field, say, be it may be health sector, be it may be governance, be it may be cyber security, automobiles, media, travels, logistics, hospital education, and legal field and energy sector. Recently, the budget 2022, we can recall our finance minister had observed that India should introduce online digital rupee. This was made on 8th of April. And with this, what else more development? So the one which you and me, everyone are eagerly waiting for. The government is really assessing whether we can permit, say, the use of 5G services. TRAI has submitted a recommendation to the government making radio spectrum available to the operators. So there are new spectrum brands of 600 megahertz, of 3300 to 3670 megahertz. There are allegations that 5G signals could affect or have an interference with the radio altimeters or with the airlines. So this is going to affect the airline signals, but some mechanism should be developed so as to effective usage, say, of 5G services. So there are risk potentials, there are adverse effects which we need to find a solution. With that note, the robotics is another new concept. There are so much of interface between use of artificial intelligence and robotics. So this whole day of national conference on IPR protection and new age technologies is going to throw light upon all these subjects which are specified, and therefore it gives me immense pleasure to call my guide, Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar, the director. The the interaction that I have you, sir, it is for my lifetime of my academic experience. He had been my philosopher and guide for throughout my academic career. If at all I am standing here, it is only because the kind of confidence and the inspiration that you have instilled in me. I am standing before my students. So, my heartfelt gratitude and sincere thanks to all the things which you have done for me in my academic life. I thank you, sir. It gives me a delightful, great pleasure for me to have you here. And on behalf of Government Law College Viluppuram, all the principal, the staffs, and my dear students, and all the faculties, I warmly welcome you. And yet another gigantic personality, right? You can never undermine, right? So she is full of potential that you will observe in the day when you see, right? It's none other than Dr. Annama Samuel, a person, a personality whom I always looked upon when I used to observe her when she used to work, say, for the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, right? Though I don't have much of interactions with her, but I always seen her, always an young and energetic, her actions, her presentations, her involvement in the academic career is far excellent, and therefore, and it's such a lovable, nice personality she is. So it gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome you, Anamma. So I'm sure we would keep up to your expectations, right? Though I know that you're having great expectations, but we will try to satisfy. But end of the seminar, please, conference, please let me know what is your percentage of appreciation for us in conducting this program. So I once again warmly welcome you. It had a couple of years back, say in ADP, that is Asian Development Bank Training Program, which I happened to attend. The true reason being Professor Shantakumar, who had organized this ADB training program for environmental law teachers throughout India, right? So I was selected one among the academics, right? So we had attended the ADB training at Sri Lanka. So then I got introduced to Professor Dr. Shantanu Pal, where he was also a trainee like me. So it gives, we had a lot of friendship, sharing, and experience towards the academic arena. It gives me great pleasure to have our guest, Dr. Shantanu Pal. So I'm extremely glad to have you here. I warmly welcome you. I warmly welcome all the fellow participants on the online platform, and I warmly welcome all my dear faculties and my dear students who have come from various colleges, say, of the district of Viluppuram. I warmly welcome all the press and each and every one, whoever is present here. Warm welcome to one and all. Let's begin this national conference on IPR protection over new age technologies. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It would be my privilege for me to introduce Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar, Director, Gujarat Law University. He has about 30 years of teaching experience at prestigious universities, including Hidayatullah National Law University. He is holding in charge as the director of Gujarat Maritime University and also be appointed as the president of Gujarat International Maritime Arbitration Center. He is an alumnus of Madras University, Chennai, where he earned his graduation post graduation, and doctoral degree in law. His areas of specialization are environmental law, human rights law, international law, and constitutional law. He has authored 3 books on environmental law and 2 books on human rights law published by LexisNexis, National Law School of India University, Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, etc. He has published a number of research articles on contemporary legal issues in various national and international journals and edited volumes. Recently, he was elected to represent South and West Asia at IUCN Academy of Environmental Law. Currently, he is the chair of Environmental Law Study Group of the International Association of Law Schools and member of the Teaching and Capacity Building Committee of IUCN Academy of Environmental Law. He is also serving as the country focal point for India for the Asian Development Bank project on environment and climate change law. Along with this, Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar is the member of the Special Task Force on School and Higher Chhattisgarh State Planning Commission. He is also the recipient of prestigious awards like the Environmental Law Champions Development Award from Asian Development Bank, Philippines, and the Best Social Scientist Award from the Indian Society of Criminology. At the IP Fest 2020, Sir has been recognized as the IP Director of the Year. He had traveled around the globe extensively and had the privilege of being invited to deliver lectures at 30 premier universities in various countries. I welcome you, sir, to deliver the chief address.
Distinguished Principal of the Government Law College, Vilpuram, my colleague Dr. Annamma Samuel, the DPIIT Government of India IPR Chair Professor at the Gujarat National Law University, my good friend and the keynote speaker Dr. Shamtanu Pal from School of Law Pondicherry University, all the distinguished resource persons who have joined online, the distinguished faculty members at the Government Law College, Vilpuram, the administrative staff, all the wonderful students of Government Law College, Vilpuram, who have assembled here. So it's a honor to be present here today. It's a wonderful opportunity that your principal, Professor Kayalvili, is creating for all of you to have exposure not to the regular classroom teaching, but also an opportunity to listen to experts in this particular field. I could see from the program brochure the kind of resource persons who are going to address you today, their expertise. In fact, they are the best in the country in their respective domain. And thanks to technology, that today all of them will be there interacting with you at Virupuram from their respective places. I can see someone speaking to you from Hyderabad, someone speaking to you from Chennai, someone speaking to you from Delhi, and all these places. And all this is possible because of the technology that we have. And as young people, in fact, this year, the WIPO had announced that the year for celebration of IPR, the theme is IPR and the youth. You need to realize, just imagine all great things in life, whatever it may be. Maybe the computer, the internet technologies, wherever you see technology, maybe robots, the aircraft, the missile, the robotic medicines, organ transplantation, whatever inventions you think of, whatever is there visible before you, just close your eyes and think what was it before. Like I say, I was wondering, like, and how an aeroplane, an Airbus 320, which weighs almost 90 tons, is flying in the air, and it is staying in the air for as much of time as the captain wants it. How is it possible? 90 tons weighing aircraft is just flying. So, what is the science behind it? And what was this aircraft that what you see today? What was it before that? What was this missile that, say, Russia is using against Ukraine, or every country is trying to develop? These missiles, where were these missiles before these missiles were made? Anything like the computer, the internet, all these things, all these technological advancements, whatever we see today, was once upon a time a small idea in the minds of somebody who had invented it, isn't it? The big aeroplane that what you see flying, 90 tons of aeroplane flying in the air, was once upon a time a small idea in the minds of somebody who had invented that. Every invention you see today was originally an idea. So these ideas gets transformed, these ideas gets developed into wonderful technologies which solves most of our common day-to-day problems in life, making life more simpler, more enjoyable, and without all these technologies, life would have been very difficult. Today, we are fortunate that we have a lot of technologies, especially the new age technologies, what we are going to talk about. That is something which is amazing. New age technologies like artificial intelligence, like machine learning, like the cryptos, the currencies, the digital currencies, the blockchain technology. All these things, I do not know, like as a law student, how well you are ready to face the legal profession with the help of artificial intelligence. Legal profession is slowly getting dominated by artificial intelligence, and if you are not equipped with knowledge of the interface between artificial intelligence and law, tomorrow you will be left out, and you can't stay as a lawyer who will only fight for get bail and anticipatory bail. If you want to be someone great in the legal profession, you will have to develop your knowledge with respect to these emerging areas because artificial intelligence is taking over the legal space. Legal profession will be dominated by artificial intelligence and other technologies like machine learning. So, my sincere advice and request to all of you, the young people here who have assembled here, please look at what is going to be new, because for example, if you are a student of first year here, you should not prepare yourself for what is needed today. You will have to prepare yourself for 5 years down the line. When you will graduate, what will be the legal profession, how the legal profession will look like, and accordingly you need to prepare yourself from today. It's not that once you graduate and after that you will face the legal profession and start adapting yourself. That is not going to be the scenario. So you will have to prepare yourself today, and thanks to the initiatives of Professor Kyle Vidi, the principal of Government Law College Viluppuram, that she is trying to foresee what is going to be the future of legal profession and trying to bring it to your college today to talk about it. It is that should be the vision, not only of the principal and the faculty members, but of every one of you, the youth of this nation. You are going to be the nation builders. Our days are gone. You are it. The entire nation is going to be in your hands, and therefore, the intellectual property that is going to come out of your mind is going to rule this, not only this nation but the entire world. So please dedicate time to think originally, come out with novel ideas, and try and protect those novel ideas and use those ideas to benefit the society, to benefit the mankind. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. I deem it as a great honor to introduce Dr. Anama Samuel, GPIIT IPR Chair Professor, Gujarat National Law University, a law graduate with the BA LLB honors and Masters of Law in Intellectual Property Rights from School of Indian Legal Thought, Mahatma Gandhi University. She also did her postgraduate diploma in cyber laws from Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad. A meritorious student all along, she was awarded PRC in Law from the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai. Being in the domain of intellectual property, having more than 18 years of experience in leading academic institutions and rendering IP prosecution and strategic advisory services with reputed IP law firms. Her areas of focus within the realm of intellectual property are artificial intelligence and IP law, traditional knowledge, and geographical indication. Currently, she is serving as DPIIT IPR Chair Professor, Gujarat National Law University. I welcome you, ma'am, to deliver the special address.
Vanakkam, most respected Honorable Director, Gujarat National University, Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar, Professor Dr. Kyle Vidi, Principal, Government Law College, Viluppuram, Dr. Shantanu, and the faculty, and he's my student even when I taught him for LLM IPR when I was in Ambedkar Law University, and all those who are assembled here, and even in the online platform, dear students, welcome and greetings from Gujarat National Law University. So Coming to Tamil Nadu is always something which is very close to my heart. And, uh, and when I stand here, it takes me to my initial days when I was appointed as an assistant professor of Tamil Nadu Ambedkar Law University. My academic teaching journey started from Tamil Nadu. And when I was appointed in the postgraduate department of Ambedkar Law University, I deeply thank and remember Professor Robinson, who is a former director of legal studies, who was instrumental in bringing me to this academic field. Now, at this juncture, I am always indebted to our Honorable Director, Sir, Professor Dr. S. Shantakumar, Sir, who constantly motivates us to do valuable work in the arena of intellectual property. And I would like to say, and I take pride, that we are the second best institution who got the award recently of ITPSC for doing recommendable and commendable work in the field of intellectual property. Respected Kaiveri ma'am, my words will fall short if I describe your conviction and strong support in promoting academic activities, especially in the field of intellectual property. And I remember that recently there was a program which was concluded with regard to the trademark prosecution even. So when I see the programs conducted to encourage the students and equipping them to take new challenges in their career, I'm very deeply happy about it. Regarding the conference, which is the Hybrid National Conference on Intellectual Property Protection over New Age Technologies, DPIIT, which is a Department of Promotion for Industry and Internal Trade, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, always aims to increase awareness and understanding of IP. We hold a lot of programs, wide range of programs, from field study, then bridging the gap between the industry and the academia. And we do all kinds of programs in order to promote the innovation and creativity. So our theme for the conference is in consonance with the theme of Intellectual Property Day. And I'm sure the young innovators, startup entrepreneurs, and students will find all sessions which are lined up for this conference very knowledgeable and worthwhile. I thank all the speakers from different domains, and I am sure that you will be able to enlighten all our participants and you will be able to pave a way for the better future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Shamtanu Pal, Assistant Professor, School of Law, Pondicherry University. He is associated with the teaching fraternity for more than a decade and has unique experience of teaching at national law universities, government law colleges, and deemed universities across the countries. He has presented papers in various national and international seminars and conferences, published several articles in various journals, periodicals, written chapters on contemporary legal and social issues ranging from cyber law, climate change, cryptocurrency, environmental jurisprudence, corporate and security laws. I welcome you, sir, to deliver the felicitation address.
A very good morning to one and all. At the outset, I'd like to thank both the institutions, Government Law College, Vilupuram and Gujarat National University, the DPII chair for collaborating with this event. We are all associated with the law fraternity in some case or the other. So when the case is very strong, we only go to the court and say, Your Lordship, the fact speaks for itself. But when the case is weak, we need to substantiate it with other evidences and stuff. So I think thanks to the organizers for giving such a generous introduction. Coming straight away to the point, I think this hybrid national conference on IPR protection over new age technologies is very relevant today at the outset, because the first thing that we do after getting up in the morning is we get connected with either we say hello Siri or we say hi Alexa. That's how we are trained to do right now. If somebody says, "What are you doing? Are you all alone?" I said, one cannot be all alone in this era, because we are always connected through technology, or we are always connected with some form of technological innovation. I am a man of corporate law, but being into this the regime of corporate law, I always felt that the change has always made its presence felt in everywhere. I think, as Shanta sir always says, that look at the way we do things, look at the way we do banking, look at the way we do shopping. At midnight, the Amazons and the Flipkarts open their sales. So what do we do at midnight? Should we sleep, or should we do shopping? So this change is not a change that dates back to centuries or maybe 50 years. This is a change which we all have adopted to in last 10 years or 15 years, maybe in any form of whether we like it or we don't like it. So I would definitely give a lot of kudos to Calvary ma'am for shaping the young minds in such a way, in exposing all of you to this new domain of intellectual property rights and how it affects each one of us. I was just gazing through the sessions that we have in store with you. I mean, it ranges from artificial intelligence to robotics to machine learning to blockchain technologies. Maybe when we were students, these things we would have never heard of. But as rightly pointed by Shantakumar sir as well, and all of the dignitaries on the dais, I think it's high time that we should realize that if we are going to become or if we are going to become or contribute to the legal system, I think we need to adapt ourselves to this new dimensions which we call as clinical legal education, or which we call as something which you need to imbibe with at the core. And every one of you sitting out here should be related to and try to get at least the basics of what IPR talks about and how technology and IPR are related together. So with this note, I would once again thank Calvary ma'am and Chantakumar sir and Dr. Anama Samuel for giving me this opportunity to be here on this morning. And thank you one and all. Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I request our principal ma'am to warmly welcome the resource persons of the day.
At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Annamma for fixing the resource persons for this hybrid national conference. So I warmly welcome Mr. M. Ravishankar, the Assistant Controller of Patents and Designs, the Patent Office, Chennai, and then Mr. Nitish R. Daniel, Assistant Professor Law, Nalsa University of Law, and then Mr. Y.C. Matthew, the Group Head of Intellectual Property of Fox Mendel, New Delhi, Mr. Anurag Bora, Solutions Manager of Energy Big Data and Data Analyst, the Boston Consulting Group, Mr. Dr. Roshi John, the Vice President of Stealth Mode Startup Company, Dr. Ranjit Oman Abraham, the Registrar of the Tamil Nadu Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Ms. Savita Kesav Jagadizan, the Senior Resident Partner of Kocha & Co., a famous law firm, Dr. Balakrishna Islamabad, the Deputy Director, the Scientist of Center for Electromagnetics, Chennai R&D Laboratory of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I warmly welcome all the dear resource persons of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our inaugural session has been over. Now, it's a great time to delve into an intellectual morning session on artificial intelligence and intellectual property. Three eminent speakers, Mr. Ravi Shankar, Assistant Controller of Patents and Designs, Patent Office, Chennai, Mr. Nitish R. Daniel, Assistant Professor, Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad, Mr. V.Z. Matthews, Group Head IP, Fox Mandal, New Delhi, will enlighten us today in this morning session. After the completion of each session, 5 minutes would be given for the attendees, both in online and offline, to put up their questions to the speakers. Predicting the future isn't magic, it is artificial intelligence. I deem it as a great honor to introduce Mr. Nitish R. Daniel, Assistant Professor, Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad. He has completed LLB from NRI Bhopal, LLM from Nalsa University of Law, Hyderabad, and is pursuing his PhD from NLU, Delhi on AI, copyright, and human rights. He is a former legal advisor to ONGC. I welcome you, sir, on the virtual floor to give us a valuable inputs on the topic artificial intelligence and copyright.
keep all of you, all the listeners, to keep an open mind, because as we have seen, as the technology is evolving, we are seeing that uh, more questions are arising than answers. So I have the request to the students and the researchers that we'll all have to work together and bring out these questions so that the policymakers can have proper guidance and we'll have appropriate solutions in the future. So my presentation visible to you all?
Ladies, those are opening the door. Please call them. Please call them. I request everyone to be seated until the session is concluded. No getting up and moving. Thank you.
Is my presentation visible to you all? Hello? Hello? I will go there. Yes, what is Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Am I visible? Hello? Hello?
I think it just locked off. Okay.
Please stay silent. Please be silent, please. As there is some network lag, we will be soon back to the session, so please be silent.
Sorry, sorry. The network got disconnected. So this hello, please. Can I start it? Hello.
Yes, Nitish, please start.
Yes. So the topic that has been given to me was artificial intelligence and copyright. It is a very interesting and upcoming topic. And before we start, I have a request that keep an open mind because we have currently more questions than established answers, and we have to be vigilant so that the policymakers have proper guidance. So before we start about, I should refresh your memory about what is copyright law. Copyright law protects original creative works fixed on a tangible medium by giving authors limited term monopolies to exploit